Isha, what's going on?
Hey, Him.
You all right?
I'm good. I'm good.
What's wrong?
I don't know what these kids were on, but sick as a dog. But I'm here.
You all right?
I'm good. I'm good.
I
What's
told
wrong?
you. I told you. Fuck them kids, man.
Sick as a dog, but I'm here. You all right? I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. What's wrong?
I got feedback.
Sick as a dog, but I'm here. You all right? I'm good.
Hold on.
Yeah, I hear that feedback.
We good now?
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Yeah, man. Fuck them kids, man. Q, what's going on?
Ain't shit him. Drinking out the bottle. You know?
Word. God damn, girl. You getting money.
How you figure?
Huh? Let me see that tequila. Come on, man. That's a $200 bottle of tequila. You just drinking out this shit.
Yeah, not this bottle. This is the baby bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's still what? $1.50?
It wasn't cheap.
Let's see. What you do for work? You sell drugs?
Why I gotta sell drugs? I can't have a regular job and side hustles like everybody else.
Niggas only play sports and sell drugs. That's the only way we get money. You know that. Alex.
Hey, Hamp.
I see what you did. You try to wear the hoop earrings two weeks in a row, so we believe you.
Well, you know, Mary's got her lashes. Q comes with her mic.
Okay.
I wanted to have
She got a do-rag on. That's a do-rag. Oh, no, that's a bandana, Q.
Yeah. Where the fuck you get do-rag from?
Oh, no. Yeah,
you looking at B.
Yeah, y'all look alike. You ready for Adrian, man? I could tell. Mary, what up, though? Don't let me say something to you. Don't start leaning on your hand and shit. You see Isha sitting up straight.
Is she trying?
Hey, look, before I pulled her on camera, she was leaning on the shit.
Listen, these heads is heavy, boy. I ain't going front.
Adrian in the back chat, he's squinting and all that shit. We don't got time for that shit this week. Put your contacts in, bro. You can't see. That's it. Bub, what up?
What's good? I'm just trying to make sure this mic's straight so I don't sound like a clown.
No, you good. You good, man. It's all right. It just sounds like Mary was saying a little bit away, but it sounds clear though. It sounds good. When they get to talking though, you're gonna have a hard time getting in though. That's for damn sure. Sean, what up though? I'm confused. Sean.
What's up, man? Y'all don't hear the feedback?
Sean, what up though?
It's like in a loop.
It's you.
Yeah.
He coming from you. That's why.
Yeah, that was you.
No, man, I promise you it's going crazy. I don't hear that. It's just me.
No. Are you playing the video?
I promise you it's going crazy.
You gotta turn the video off. Are you playing? Oh my god.
Bruh.
Come on, man.
Maybe that's why I kept hearing it crazy. I'm like, I'm the only one who hear this.
Yo, ain't you in IT?
No, man, I'm not in IT no more, man.
God damn, help desk ass nigga. Jesus Christ. Reset passwords all day, man.
Nigga, YouTube put him in the fucking bed. Get him out. IT niggas.
It is to me. Hey, B, what's good?
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Oh, I thought your attitude was gonna be different considering you had a do-rag on. You nice still?
Oh no. What up, yo?
Oh, no.
Hilarious. What up, B?
What's good, Q? What up?
No, man, I'm not dealing with that shit. B, when you bring your ass back up here, it's not 1986. What up, yo? That ain't it.
Oh man.
Only Q can say what up.
Oh my goodness.
Look at his face.
Yeah, he humble.
He humble now. He was humble. Hey man, this might be risky. We here. Yep. Good to see everybody. Everybody, welcome. We got Adrian in the back chat. As soon as he get on the camera, we're gonna pull him up. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We will be here bright and early every Wednesday, God willing. 9 o'clock, we popping it off. All right. You see the beautiful panel. Sean is back. The beautiful ladies on the bottom, the boys on the top. We're gonna get this shit popping, man. Everybody good?
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Great.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Let me share my screen. First topic. All right. So let me know when y'all can see the screen.
Yeah.
Good?
We're good. Yeah, we said.
All right, cool. So tonight, right, we're gonna talk about, are we in the midst of a men's empowerment movement? So if you guys have you guys heard of the red pill community?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you know the Matrix, right? The red pill is supposed to be like truth in a hard situation. The blue pill is more like staying settled at where you at. So the red pill community is kind of about truth, but about a specific truth about situations. So this is a book here, but taking the red pill mind frame and alpha male strategies to avoid female manipulation, they're in relationships and dating. So that's kind of what the red pill community is about. Men operating differently around and with women because of how men are being treated by women.
That's right.
Right. So red pill, blue pill refer to a choice between a willingness to learn a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth by taking the red pill or remaining in contented ignorance with the blue pill. Should I read it again? Everybody clear on that?
Well, we could have.
Got it.
All right. So just to give you some background. So first topic. The rise of the incels. Did you guys hear this term? If not, that's okay. But the question is the rise of the incels warranted? This video here kind of gives some explanation on the incels, and then I have a couple of I'm gonna try to skip through it just to add a little bit more context. All right.
Summarize your opinion towards women.
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important, but some topics are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
You might call this a new phenomenon. Either the subjects are inaccessible or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
If you're an older guy, you better get a good job and make some money. Nobody's gonna look out for you.
Girls, I will destroy you.
You don't deserve to get laid at all!
So we found the subjects in person, rented a space in Hollywood, and invited our audience and any strangers walking by to come inside and ask them anything. Okay. Hey, I'm Brandio. I also go by Derek. I'm an incel, and I'm here to answer people's questions about the topic.
I can start. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Timestamp here.
Realized this way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research.
Society. Do you hate women? No.
Do you have a female role model in your life?
A female role model?
Like a mom or an aunt or a friend?
I mean, I love my mom. I wouldn't necessarily consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
If a woman was elected as president of the United States, how would you react?
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman. I probably would be supportive of it, honestly. But
why do you say that? If you don't mind me asking.
I do think that men should be the leaders, women should be the caregivers and the loving, supporting, and the teachers. In some cases,
Since women of color or just women in general have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially the LGBTQ plus, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
I probably wouldn't view the things you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. we control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past, off the top of my head.
Okay. What do you think it is about liberal areas that create behavior in women that you think is a problem?
Promiscuity leads to increased standards in more primitive aspects, such as looks. And that typically makes it harder for some people to find a relationship, including sometimes good-looking people. There's guys who are much better looking than I am who are having a really hard time finding someone in a place like LA or in London or in Auckland, New Zealand. But they probably would have a perfectly fine time finding a woman somewhere else.
So you think that promiscuity is the problem, and if people were more monogamous and more withholding, that would sort of fix society?
Yeah, I suppose people were more traditionalists.
There have been a few mass shootings in the past.
All right. So, does that provide context to the incel movement and phenomenon that is happening in our society today? Does it help you guys understand?
It does for me. Yeah.
Somewhat.
Okay. So maybe I can clarify. So basically, it's that man, right, that we talked about and alluded to, and some of us thought that statistic that we shared of, I think it was 30% of men under 30 are virgins, right? Because of what women are favoring as desirable, and a large part of men do not fit that. For instance, the average height, and correct me if I'm wrong, is 5'9" in the United States of America. Right. But what's that thing? 6 feet, 6 figures, so on and so forth. So a lot of men fall into this category. They don't have women at their disposal and access. But the men that most women are chasing are what is it? 1% of men. And all the women are chasing the same type of man, right? The same dream, tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah. Right. And so these men, like this guy here, as you saw, you see them a lot if you really think about it. And so they saying they tired of the shit. They saying it's hard, it's difficult. You know what I mean? Because of how they've been treated and how they get looked over. Right. And I don't know if that's right, wrong, or indifferent. So I'm asking the question. Is the rise of the incels, is it warranted? Because they tired of women's shit. Let it sink in. Adrian, you was late. All right, let it marinate. Adrian, you could do the honors since you showed up just now.
I ain't even gathered my thought, but I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean,
put him in the put him in the fucking desk.
All right, mute your mic, man. Bub, what's up?
Yeah. I would say it's warranted. Based off the statistics, I can't even speak right now. Statistics that you gave, right? I mean, I don't fall in that particular category. I mean, I'm 5'11", but then again, I'm fat. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm hella attractive though. You know what I'm saying? So I never really had a problem. Like this male figure will be having. But yeah, I would definitely say, I would say it's definitely warranted. You know what I'm saying? If the majority of the men fall in this particular category, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I would agree, man. Like if I was off the market right now, man, trying to please a woman these days is difficult. Just keeping it a buck, just based off some of the things, that were mentioned as far as financial status, physical features, and basically what the majority of the women are looking for, nowadays.
Yeah.
Some might front and act like nah, it ain't to that, but yeah, it is, because now you have options. So line us up, line us men up. Pick 5 men, put somebody in there that's 5'9", put somebody in there that's 6 feet, put somebody in there that's 5'3", that makes $300,000 a year, and so on and so forth. And you see which one this woman, women will, tend to go for.
Yeah. So let me share this definition, right? Just because I know we got a couple kinda. So incel, a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually active. That's actually from the Oxford too. Isha, what you think? The rise of incels.
I'm actually interested to hear what B has to say. But I don't have an opinion. I think I see it more, and me being a single woman, I can see, like, I'm very picky. So I can see why some men feel the need to have their views. So
okay.
I don't know what else to say.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
But I want to hear what B has to say.
Oh,
come on, B, you got the floor.
Man, listen. Okay. I believe that it is needed in today's society.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, the Oxford definition of it, okay, cool. I don't fit that category because I get compliments all the time from my sisters on how I look. But I do believe that it is warranted. I got a question for all the women. I got a serious question. Don't y'all think us men, we get tired? Don't y'all think we get tired? Let me share with y'all a story, okay? I was in the club last week, right? I was in the club.
Can we stay on topic?
We stayed on.
Just asking.
Married, you're in your masculine energy, okay? I need you to bring it down to your feminine
Here we
energy.
go.
All right. You at the bottom. Just stay there for a few more minutes. Okay? Now, I was in the club a few weeks ago, and I brought a woman, I brought her a drink. It actually was by accident, okay? Yeah, I don't know who you are, but whatever.
Don't do that. That's my friend. That's my best friend. Don't do that. Relax. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, B.
Oh.
Everybody can get it. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Who
all
it is.
y'all say y'all feminine energy. Y'all say y'all's feminine energy.
Ella, we got an extra slot. She want to come up here and get some smoke.
But listen, I brought a woman to drink by accident. Then guess what she gonna say, Ham? She got upset because I went buy her another drink. For one, I brought you a drink by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Now I ain't complaining about a $5 drink. But who are you to get upset because I don't buy you another drink?
Mm-hmm.
You see, this is what I'm saying. Don't y'all think we get tired? We get tired. We get tired of y'all's women bullshit. And then the drink that I did buy, bitch didn't even say thank you. So you know what? You stank breath bitch from Alexandria. Fuck you, bitch.
No. That's what we're not gonna do, B.
That bitch.
I don't know. You are embodying, B, the term of the incel, being hostile. Because
okay, but look at
don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen.
Because why don't you go with what Mary said and answer the question? And say,
if she would have said,
I answered the question. I gave an opinion.
So B, if she would have said, "I'm gonna sleep with you tonight," would you have?
No, I don't want to sleep with you. Your breath stink, bitch.
You would have bought another drink.
You got 4 missing teeth.
You mad about the $5 drink?
He would have bought another drink.
No, but y'all look beyond the point, okay? If I sit back and I buy you a drink by accident, then you sit back and ask me to buy you another drink, and I tell you no. Who are you to get upset because I refuse to buy you a drink? That goes because she walked up to me and she started talking, okay? So I brought a drink, then she brought a drink. The bartender, because we were together, he thought that we were together because we were standing next to each other. So he put it on my tab. Now, it was a $5 drink. Now, I ain't complaining about a $5 drink, okay? I mean, that $5 for me is whatever. That's nothing. So she got upset, huh?
It sounds like you complaining about a $5.
No, y'all not listening to the point. Y'all got to listen.
Nah, he complaining because it was supposed to be a $10 drink because another one.
No, I'm complaining because she sat back and wanted me to buy her another drink. And then when I told the bitch no, the bitch got upset with me, okay? All I'm just saying is I done brought you one damn drink. Bitch, why the fuck did you complain? I don't buy you.
But why are you so hostile?
Right.
So
would you consider yourself an incel, Bill? I mean, B? Would you consider yourself that? Because you are very hostile. And every time you have these conversations about women, you have to call us out of our names.
Because he don't like women.
Be the gentleman, the adult that you are, and use another term.
Okay, so am I an incel? I would say yes. I'm an incel. I'm very hostile towards women.
So
but
it's not warranted. It's not warranted. I changed it.
That's not even what it is. Can the man finish a thought? Go ahead, B.
But that's because of y'all. That's because of y'all.
Women, B. It's all right. You don't like women.
Well, okay, I got a question. For a man who grew up around nothing but black women, and a man who talks to women day in and day out, and a man who works around 9% women, why do y'all think I hate women?
Because the way you talk about women, you might prefer men. Maybe men are your thing. Like, maybe there's so much things wrong with women for you. Maybe we're just not enough for you. Maybe women are just not enough for you. You might need to think other routes. I don't know.
So hold on. You see,
might be something.
And this goes back to that bullshit. A man who speaks his mind and stands up to women, or a man who speaks truth about his experiences that he's had with women, the first thing women love to do, oh, you must be gay. It never fails.
You said you don't like DC women. You would never date a DC woman.
Nobody
even said anything bad.
Hold on. Look now. I'm tired of being interrupted. And it's about to be a bad day.
You still ain't answered the question.
It's about to be a bad night.
Why can't hold on, B? Why can't y'all let him finish his point?
Now, damn, now I'm tired.
Because he don't have one.
All right, well, let him finish.
Question. He don't have a point.
All right, if you can move your hair out the way and put it behind your ears and get a Q-tip from your bathroom and clean out the ears, then you will understand my point.
Yeah,
but for you to understand it, you must first hear it. Yeah. And in order for you to hear it, you must first be quiet.
Go ahead, be concise.
Okay. So that's another one here. Why does a man have to be gay just because he speaks about his experiences with women? A man who wears scents and buys cologne, oh, you must be gay. A man who's into fashion, oh, you must be gay. A man who keeps his hair up and his beard up, oh, you must be gay. You can't be firm with women without being called gay. You can't do anything with a woman without being called gay. So how about we all just walk around on eggshells and bow down and kiss the feet that women walk on? Guess what? I ain't about to do the shit. So why do I have to be gay?
Wait, Mary, wait.
So why do I have to be gay because of?
You're saying the same thing, B. Yeah.
Huh?
So we understand. Yeah, you said that point. Like, why is that the go-to though? When men held women to some type of accountability that may be subjective to him. Why do you guys call him gay and tell him he hates women when he could be telling the truth based on how he lived it out? And a lot of y'all are here for people telling their truth.
Listen, I have nothing wrong with people telling their truth. I'm sure Adrian, Ham, Sean, Bub have no problem wearing cologne, keeping nice cut and everything. I never said anything like that. But when you have somebody that randomly bashes women or just puts women in a whole category and just says, I don't like this type of, now you are warranted to your opinion, which is completely fine. Now, to me, like I said, I'm not saying you're gay. I'm saying that's something, maybe it's something in question. I don't know. If you have so many complaints about women, these other men on the panel have as many complaints about women. They give their flowers when they're due. Since I've been on this panel, B, I have not heard you once give your flowers to any woman in general.
Okay.
So of course I'm gonna be like, well, damn. Like, do you hate women, or are you an incel where you feel like women aren't attracted to you because maybe this energy is getting towards you because they're not really attracted to you? Which my answer to the question, Ham, I feel like anybody's warranted to how they feel, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of men aren't sticking within their caliber of women that would be with them. So therefore, no, it's not, oh, this woman, you just right in this day and age, you got to stick within your caliber of men or women, period.
Well,
and a lot of people aren't doing
that. Okay, so first off, let me backtrack some. Okay, hold on. Do you know how many cents I buy and how many cents I may bring to work and how many guests may go into the pool and say, oh, you smell good, and then that will lead into a conversation, which would then lead to another conversation, which would then lead to the question of you are probably gay because of XYZ. Or a man who gets his feet done, or a man who keeps himself nicely cut, that can lead to questions of his sexuality. Okay, I'm not saying you've done that, but I'm saying that's what I have experienced on a daily basis. Now, moving along to that.
Wait.
Wait. I just got get called gay on a daily basis.
No, I'm saying that can lead to certain conversations.
Clarify, because what the fuck you talking? You saying you wear cologne? They be like, "Are you? What are you saying?"
All right, so I have this. Let me give an example.
Yeah, say it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I know a few females who think that men that are into cologne a lot, that they are gay. I have witnessed that before.
I've never heard that a day in my life.
You have not, but you're one person out of a million, so your opinion is very anecdotal.
Well, let's ask real quick. Adrian, have you experienced that?
No.
People just think me is gay. Like that's just what it is. Like that's just what it is. Like I don't.
But why think that?
It's you. It don't have to do with nobody as a whole. It's you.
Why think that?
Because you come on here and bash women on the daily. Like I said, you do not give women their flowers for anything.
Okay, but when women bash men,
who else do you like? It's either men or animals. Pick a side.
But when, all right, two things. First off, when women bash men don't sit back and say, "Oh, she must be gay because she bashes men." And then second off,
so what is Eddie then? He a half a human?
All I heard was Eddie and half a human.
Yeah, he has some comments to make because of some of the shit that I be saying.
Well, that's between you and him. I don't know. And then also this, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Listen, I can't walk around on eggshells for everyone's feelings. I mean, if it applies, let it apply. If it don't, then it don't. I mean, what do you
why
want?
We gotta walk around eggshells? Why we gotta walk around eggshells around you instead of
no
just
one?
straight up, are you gay? Like
no one has to. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I know who I am. Okay, and I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live about some of this. I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live maybe tomorrow to clear up a lot of things. Okay, but at the end of the day, if it applies, then it applies. If it doesn't, then let it fly. I mean, what do you want? I mean, if I bash women and my bashing does not apply to you, let it fly. Let it go.
Would you say that if a white person was bashing niggas, but it wasn't necessarily something that you do on a daily basis, would you say I ain't gonna say nothing about it?
We would have to give an example of that. I mean,
so if a white person not talking to you and you don't deem yourself a nigga, and you see him call another black man a nigga, are you gonna say something or it don't apply to you? So you good?
That would just depend on the situation. Is the guy who he's talking to that's like he can defend himself?
He's black. The guy he's talking to.
I don't know. I would have to be in that situation. I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
Nah, I'm checking that ASAP.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so maybe you do believe that.
Was it something that happened before I came into?
Nah, it don't even. He's black. That's it.
I don't know. I just have to assess the situation.
Some stuff
he's not right, man.
Oh, moral and ethics. That's all you need in certain situations.
So maybe he believe that. Like if it don't apply, then let it fly.
Then let it fly.
Yeah, because that doesn't apply to me.
It's okay to have an opinion, though.
And it absolutely is. But if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I mean,
this is a debate show. But
But one question is a man's sexuality. I mean, because
I just question.
Because hold on. Because I know a lot. Because I listen to a lot of manosphere podcasts. Okay. Yeah. Lots of them in my free time. And it is not uncommon for a lot of men. Kevin Samuels, know a lot of y'all don't like him, but he said it, okay? Anton Daniels, Minister Jab, O'Shea, that a lot of men who are assertive or a lot of men who speak truth about women, a lot of women from what they have experienced, and myself as well, will deem them as being gay. Now, we can sit back and ask the other men on the panel this, and we can ask other men out there in the world that. I'm just speaking from my experience. That because I can be assertive, because I share my experiences that I have encountered with women, oh, you're gay, or oh, you must like women. So if I've met 20 women and 17 women have used me, and because I speak on that experience, I'm gay.
Is it your assertiveness or your lack of stance behind your assertiveness?
What do you women want?
So
I mean, if I'm assertive, that's who I am. I can't walk around.
Listen, every man on this panel is assertive. Every man and woman on this panel is assertive. I've never once questioned Hamp, Sean, Bub, A at all about their sexuality. You know why? Because they give women their flowers. I've never heard you good about women. Period.
Well, if I've never,
you're not assertive at all, because what you stand behind, your stance behind your assertiveness is not valid most of the time.
Give an example.
So I don't care about you being assertive, because to me,
so why are you talking if you don't care? So
hold
on. Why are you talking if
insecurity.
you don't care? Why are you talking if you don't care?
Who said I don't care? Like, I'm giving
you
an
just
opinion.
said that. You just said that.
Asked. You just asked. I'm telling you that it's not your. You feel like it's
as the bold homosexual on the show, I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now. Could we get back to the topic?
I mean, Mary took it down that route. I mean, she said you're always
Now this has become like the homosexual show.
Because prime example, I have a lady friend. All she does is bashes men. And guess what she does when she calls and she tells me her situation with men? I sit back, I listen, and I don't say anything. But I don't say, "Oh, you must be gay." If she encounters men, she encounters ain't shit men.
But listen to what they
might need to change her. Maybe she might need to go out and venture different types of men. Maybe I might need to go out and venture different types of women. I don't know.
But B. Here's the thing: what your experience is not normal. I haven't heard that before. So there was one show a while ago where Isha, I was going in on women about something. She's like, Hamp, I think you, maybe she said hate women or dislike women, whatever the case was. But it never was like, Hamp, you gay because of this, that, and the third. So that's a nuance that a lot of men haven't experienced from the people in which I know. That if we going hard on women, I never heard it come back like that. So that's different. But I don't want to stay on that, but that's a little different than what usually happens, you know? And I think they may be seeing you as aggressive and not assertive, and those are two different things. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
think B's gay. I just think B don't get no pussy, and because he don't get no pussy, he get upset and gets hostile. It's the rejection that speaks. I don't think he's gay though. So
right, the insecurity that speaks. That's what I feel.
Well, he did cop to being an incel though. I mean, if he copped to being an incel, then that fits, that matches, right?
But even a part of being an incel, he said you have to take care of a woman as if they're a child. You don't go around talking to a child like you a bitch, you a hoe. Like B is really hostile.
So to the point of incels are warranted or not, I don't believe that they are, but I also believe that people who identify as an incel don't know how to talk to women anyway.
But Sean,
we have a label now.
Sean, question on that though. Is it easy?
Is what easy?
Talking to women.
No, it's a challenge.
Well, so we're
all right then, Sean.
So it's warranted. Come on.
So it's warranted, Sean. I mean,
well, so wait, because it's always been a challenge. It ain't never been easy.
Well,
so now it's warranted.
So think about this for a second, right? Just use yourself. How tall are you?
6'1".
You have muscles?
I do.
Are you handsome?
Damn sure.
Were you in the military?
Yes.
You have security clearances, certifications, blah blah blah, right? And it's hard for you.
No. I didn't say it was hard. I said it's
a
challenge.
A challenge. Sorry, it's a challenge for you.
Correct.
So now imagine fucking Elmer Fudd without the gun.
I understand. But to say that they're warranted, I had to push back on that, because if it's warranted, it means there's a necessity for incels.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there's a necessity, because if you're an incel, I'm assuming that an incel by the definition said involuntarily celibate, right?
Yes.
So that means you're a heterosexual person who wants a woman.
But you can't get one.
But you can't get a woman because you don't know how to talk to women.
But it's also partly, how you treat it in society too. See, incels, like they say, a lot of the shooters were incels.
I buy that.
Because it's a lot of trauma for those people. And then the cap on it is how much they want women and women don't want them. But they're also speaking out though. see people keeping it in Columbining.
So if incels are warranted, then what is what's the gift to them? Is it women aren't going to lower their standards to satiate or satisfy an incel just to be with them?
Can we reword the question then? Because
Sure.
I think that's maybe it's me that is throwing off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I understand the term of incel, and I was going to make the same connection to, you know, these mass shooters. But I don't know, like, are they placing themselves in the category to say, me, if I'm putting a label on it, I am the incel, and I'm okay with that? Like, are you trying to come out of that environment of being a quote unquote incel?
I can answer that. So if you read the clip I played is like 10 or 15 minutes, and it's a good clip. He's saying no, but he's saying that's what he is based on his life and what he's experienced, which is pretty transparent. So they don't want to. They want women. They want a relationship, but they can't seem to obtain it. And now they're telling you that a lot of it is bullshit because women want 10% of men.
I say if the premise is that it's warranted because women have done something, my answer is no. I think that if you're an incel and you desire to be with a woman, but you're not able to for whatever reason, you need therapy, because that there's a break in there that has nothing to. It didn't start with women at the level that you're at in your adult life. So you have to go back to something where it actually the root of that is. That's just my opinion, though.
Hey, yo, Q, imagine you try to bag 10 women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not one of them bite. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that would make a man feel?
Horrible, but again, I think that that's a personal issue. I don't think that that's the likelihood that I'll say this for an example for women. If a woman's like, no men are good, right? Like she really feels like all men are horrible, right? Taking me out of it, I'm just not attracted to men. So, but if a woman who's inclined to men feels like all men are horrible, the likelihood that she bumped into like 10 consecutive assholes is a personal issue to her. She needs to get something fixed. Because I just don't, I can't see that. Like, so that means that there's something in you that's attracting that.
So for this, Q, yes, I understand what you're saying, but just for this, they are deemed unattractive.
By who?
Like societal standards.
But haven't they always?
But it has to do more with just physical, like.
No, so that's what one of the clip I played, he was saying like, the promiscuity has led to more, what did he say? What's the word he used? Carnal things to be more important, like attractiveness.
Because but I think that's bullshit, because retarded niggas bag bitches.
Well, that's what he said, so I'm just clarifying this.
But Q, they shoot at the right ones too.
Huh?
Do we think social media has an influence on that? Because I think it was Sean that said it, that, you know, this has been going on for however long. I just think now we have this quote unquote label for it. But is it now that because of social media, they have other people to compare themselves to instead of, to Q's point, doing the work? I do think that as
or confide in, though, right?
You said what?
Or confide in.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're from West Bubble, Iowa, you know what I mean? You a dub, but now you find a community of men that are experiencing the same things. And think about the incels. Think about the people we went to school with the golf outfits and shit. They didn't have a voice. But now you got Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. Now you can actually get it out. What you think?
But wouldn't that make more sense if they couldn't find a community?
Well, it's a community of men who aren't succeeding when it comes to women.
Yeah, but the goth, black makeup community can now find the anime girl counterpart, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know how to deliver, then you don't know how to deliver. That's then, to Bub's point, if you go 0 for 10, you gotta go back to the drawing board and shoot left-handed. Like you got to do something different, right?
Like it's like it's an excuse. It's like it's an excuse in a way, because back to what I feel like personally, it's just that because of the way society is, like somebody that looks like that man in that video, you looking for somebody that a social Instagram model. Like, of course you're going to get turned down. Of course you're not going to be looked at. But there's a plethora amount of women that feel like they can't find the right man either. So y'all together, hello, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they, you know, people, because of how society is, they're looking too much out there. Let's be realistic. You know what I mean? Let's be realistic about who we are as people and where we stand as people. Like, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time trying to bag fucking Gucci man or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm going to stick within my means, what works for me because of where I am in my life. And if more people did that, then more people would be able to come together and be like, okay, I found my match. But people are not trying to find their match. They're trying to find what looks good for everybody else.
That's fair.
And I wouldn't even say it's about settling. It's just like being
Final thought
able
on
to
this,
take
Q.
the blow.
Go ahead, Q. My bad. Final thought on this topic. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't think it's even about settling, like saying somebody's not at your level and you can't get them. I think it's how you deal with the rejection. Like, you know, you're gonna shoot high, but if it don't work out, now you've become this reclusive person who's like, I'm in a group of these low vibrating people and we all call ourselves incels. Like, bounce back from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, if you're coming like with that kind of energy, that shit is just unattractive, period. Even to a chick with special needs, I'm sure.
Words. like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. It's interesting, man. Interesting.
Why you gonna have special needs, Q?
Because, you know, special needs people be bagging people. Like, I feel like when I be seeing that, I'm like, damn, there's somebody for everybody. So to Mary's point, like, yeah, y'all.
I've seen a lot of Down syndrome couples and all that.
That was the final thought. We can definitely circle back to that. You know what I mean? Because I just want to get to the whole thing. That's just one facet of, right? Are we in the midst of a men's empowerment movement? You know? And I think what really popped this off is kind of some of that Kevin Samuel shit, but it's deeper than that. Let me go to this next topic. So, marriage. If you look at the contract of marriage, right? If you look at what happens when people divorce, is it safe to say that women almost get paid to leave that contract? You get the kids, you get alimony, you get the house, right? Men are left with nothing, homeless by themselves, right? So the next topic here, and I have a video just to see what we think. And I left it a little bit more open-ended, but should men be looking at marriage differently? Let me share my screen. And we got... Right. You know, you guys can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Wrong with what he's saying. He's basically saying, I hear you, coach. It ain't easy out there, brother. Like, life's tough. Marriage is tough. Making money is tough. Things are tough. But don't tell me that I shouldn't get married, or don't tell me that I can't have a successful marriage. How do you process that?
I don't think anyone says do not get married. I think they caution people to say do not get married. If I say do not get married without leverage, that is a position, right? That you can change. Thus, if you read my book, it says once you get to that position, you can then make the decision. You'll probably come out better than going in it without it. However, this is what I will always say. When men do find that that solution does not work out, they are left alone. There's nobody to help them. So people encourage people, hey, why not? Give it a try. But when you go bankrupt, when you lose your kids, when your kids are taken from you, when the courts kind of punish you for making this decision or punishes you for being a slightly better, higher earner, then nobody's there with information. Nobody's there with context. No one's there to help them. And I believe, not feel, I know, understand, believe, and I have evidence to show that men are left alone when they don't succeed in this endeavor. And that is the void that I feel, because I can tell you, hey, men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns. Men are thinking about, they have no way out. men are losing big time, and we're losing a fraction of men due to manipulation, due to people trying to, they may be hurt. A woman might be hurt in a marriage, or she might feel that she's not being appreciated, and then she throws a grenade in the room. What happens then? See, that's where I come in. I get to show you what happens when the grenade is there. And I also encourage you, you're not alone in this. A lot of people come to my content and they find out, oh, you too? See, before, as I said, 70 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, there was nobody presenting this side of the argument.
This side, I see what you're saying.
This right here. Nobody, they just left men alone and said, well, you must not have been hitting it right. Or you must not have loved her right. Or you must have abused the kids. That's what she said. She said that you were, and nobody came to this position. So listen, there was a void open and I ran right through it.
So if you like that clip, click right here.
Provide good context there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's Coach Greg Adams, by the way. He has a channel. He has a lot of good content. I recommend, you subscribe to it. Also, the first clip, because I want to show love, is the Jubilee. Their page is awesome. They have a lot of different videos and stuff. But Coach Greg Adams, you heard what he had to say. So should men be looking at marriage differently? Obviously, some of us are married, right? I don't know if you want to speak in hindsight, but, just from what Coach said, should men be looking at marriage differently?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why is that, bro? Why is that?
I'll give you a prime example. I just told somebody yesterday, 22-year-old, he said, he just got engaged. And I looked him dead in his face. I said, "What'd you do that for?" Even though I'm married, it was a real question. Like, dude, like, why'd you do that? You just turned 22. And I know his salary, and I'm not going to throw his salary out there. But there's no reason, in my mind, there's no reason for this young man to be getting married at the age of 22. I told him straight up, like, bruh, you ain't even really get into your life yet. You don't even know if you're going to like this person in 5-10 years. And everything that you have now, that shit could be gone. Based off some paperwork. You could literally lose everything because you decided at 22 that you thought you was ready. But bruh, there's so much more out there that you gotta live and experience. Don't throw in the towel now. Not at 22, bruh. You're bugging. And don't get me wrong. I love being married. You know what I'm saying? Marriage works for me. But I do know people in situations where marriage ain't work for them. It literally brought them down to the bottom. And I see the struggles. I see the pain. I see the hurt. So I was just pretty much, throwing home your bone. Like, listen, bro, this could be, detrimental to your life. And, it's real. Like he said, I got real stories. I actually worked with an individual, not in my department, but his divorce brought him down to the bottom so bad that he couldn't afford to sustain a lifestyle. He actually had to move into a trailer at our job because child support and alimony was killing him that much. Like, this man's salary was humongous, but since he had so many kids and now he's divorced, you got to move into a fucking trailer? Excuse my language, but it's sad. So these contracts is definitely ruining some men. Just keeping it a buck.
All right, so I think I definitely think we have to look at it differently. I like the fact that people are bringing that perspective of why not to marry, because those are all things you have to consider before doing it. You know what I'm saying? So me being divorced and now me being engaged, because I'm about to do it again, even after all of the consequences of being divorced from my first marriage. You know what I'm saying? So having to leave the crib, having to rent the room, paying for both things, hoping I could come back, not having the kids, having to go to court. So now that I got the kids, working my way out of debt, and here I am about to do it again. And I took all of those things into consideration. But I think it boils down to, why are you getting married? Right? Initially, for me, it was, shoot, I wanted to do the right thing. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to do the right thing because I already had one daughter, got her pregnant, and I ain't want to have a bunch of baby moms. You know what I'm saying? But I loved her too. I thought she was a good woman. She ain't gonna leave me. We gonna make it work. And so that was my thing. I didn't really know her, and I didn't know myself. And so I think those are the things that need to be taken into consideration first. You really have to know you. You really have to know you. And then that's the only way you'll really even see clearly if you can align with somebody else. So I think it's a lot deeper before you make that decision. But like with my fiance now, like, she fire, yo. She fired. And I was like 27, I think, when I got married. So I wasn't even young, but I also thought I knew everything. You know what I'm saying? That's when I just finished grad school, therapist. Like, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. Nigga, I thought I couldn't receive from nobody. Now I got men who hold me accountable on different levels. I got brothers like Hamp who gonna drop knowledge on me, but will always understand. I also got older men who they could tell me something, whether I agree with it or not. I'm gonna listen to it, sit back, chew on it. You know what I'm saying? I developed a lot of supports, but I also learned a lot about me. And the more I knew about me, when I met her, it just fell like this, to where we're aligned on so many different levels. It's crazy. And so, and again, our marriage is going to be built off of purpose too. It's not even going to be built off of feelings and love. So while the love is strong, that's why I push purpose, because with me working with a lot of couples too, when you see feelings change and you got people who selfish and stuff like that, it'll crumble. It'll crumble, and people don't observe enough, right? So I'm gonna tell you, the thing about my fiance when I knew she was different was, I ain't gonna put all her business out there, but like the way she treats her ex-husband after what he did, for her to still show like him, yo, she's healed. She's genuinely a good person, to where no matter what she says, I will automatically consider it, because she's never coming from a place of spite, yo. You know what I'm saying? She's never trying to get over on nobody. I be trying to push her to be like meaner, and she just, that's just not in her DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Question A, you getting a prenup?
Nah.
So knowing what you know, the possibilities, you saying that you still wouldn't get a prenup?
No, I'm not getting no prenup, because everything I have is yours. And vice versa. However we got to split it, like, that's what I'm willing to risk that for you. But again, you have to know. You see what I'm saying? You got to really know the person, because it comes with a risk. I think it comes with a risk. And then we always talk about the women who want to marry because of the wedding and for all of these other things, yo. So I feel like I'm the GOAT. Huh?
What if she presented you with one? Would you feel some type of way?
We had the prenup conversation. I brought it to her attention, and the first time she came for me, but then after that she was like, "Nah, we could do it." But shoot, I really don't have nothing. I don't have much like that. But this is why I say purpose. When the plan that me and this woman got is going to create generational wealth, and it can only be done together.
There you go.
And that brings the love too. Like, I can't give it all to y'all now, because it ain't, you know what I'm saying? But when we drop what we gonna drop, probably in, like, I want to be married for at least 2 years before we drop it. That shit is gonna be global, and I'm not gonna be able to do it without her. So if she get half of it, she get half of it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, alignment. It's not just feelings. Like, us coming together is going to be so much bigger than us. It's going to be so much bigger than the kids. It's going to be so much bigger than us just being happy. This thing is about to be huge. So if she want half of it, but she's not going nowhere. Death do we part, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's a death do we part.
What you think, Q?
Being a divorcee, my story is kind of similar to Adrian's.
So put some respect on my name, man.
Hilarious. Yeah, I got married super young. I was 27, and kind of the same premise because we were expecting a child. But for me, it was a little bit different because Connecticut state laws would not allow me to have rights to the child. I would have to adopt him. So marriage was the better route to take for legal purposes.
Mhm.
And coming out of that divorce, it was not horrible to begin, but in the end it was so nasty. And and I remember having this conversation with this girl that I used to work with. This was like right fresh out the situation. I was still hurting and unhealed. And I said, if you're not married, don't ever get married. If you are married, don't ever get divorced. And that was my marriage advice to people because of what I experienced. Legally, and I've spoken to my partner about this when it comes to us. How I feel about marriage now, like the legal part of it, like the state government part of it, I still completely disagree with that part because it leaves you so fucked in the end. I think if you are going to do it, having your own written contract is the better way to go based on what I've experienced. So I would say yes. I think men should look at marriage differently because you have to look at the entire um, society as a whole, and you don't really know a person that I think that's what makes marriage so beautiful is that as you continue to grow together, you continue to learn each other. So for somebody to be like, I've been with this woman or this man for 10 years, I know them. No, the fuck you don't. You could blink tomorrow and they could be like a fucking mass murderer. You're getting to know them throughout that process. So yeah, the court system, family court, all that shit will fuck you over. And me being, though I was a female married to a female, I was the defendant in court documents. So almost everything that men go through, I went through. Down to the fucking child support, down to the fucking, you go to speak and they're already siding with her and all she's doing is breathing. Like, it's fucked up. So,
And I will say this too, right? Like when I work with my couples, I literally go in there asking like the real questions, right? Like it's my job to challenge you. And if after everything we talk about, every single scenario, after I dive through everything, right? How y'all gonna deal with y'all families? How y'all gonna deal with each other? What happens when this person does this? What are y'all sex life like? Like after I dive through everything, my job, a part of it going in is to make y'all not want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know and make you have to consider all of these different outcomes because that shit is real. Being married is real. And then the divorce part, I think that's why I love working with married couples too, because people think just walking away is the answer. That shit is real. Like that's worse than losing a loved one going through a divorce because you still got to see the person. So from that standpoint, I don't encourage people to, just get married. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not gonna just, hey, you might as well just get married. You love her, get married. Nah, you need to know. Like, let's talk about some difficult things. You need to, how does she interact with people who do her dirty? You know what I'm saying? What is her real character like for people she don't need? You know what I'm saying? You see in the places she go, you looking at her friend groups, what type of things excite her? Like, nah, we need to explore all of this. Then you need to give it some time. You know what I'm saying? So that you know that this person is this person. Because what y'all are going to go through is going to be real, regardless of who you end up with, right? Regardless of, like, I feel like with my fiance, regardless of how much we align, shit about to be real. You know what I'm saying?
I think it take at least 10 years to really get to know somebody.
Yeah. I disagree. I had a 12-year situation and fucking Satan's granddaughter showed up at year 12. So
yeah, I think people can be triggered, but I think if you want to be realistic, 10 years seems like it would make sense. Mary, what's up? You been unmuting.
So, in my perspective of it, like, should men begin to look at marriage differently? I absolutely agree. Me being a married woman, I feel like, and just my honest opinion, I feel like men look at marriage so much more genuine than women do. I feel like for women, it's more of a society thing. In a certain in a certain, don't do me here. So I feel like with women, it's more so something we're supposed to do versus with men, they put their all into that. Like if they feel like, now majority, not everybody, but real men, they feel like, you know what, this is it. This is who I want to marry. But I also feel like they don't think about that person that they're about to marry. They think about what they're going to do in the marriage, how they're going to treat the marriage themselves, how they're going to move along in the marriage. But they don't think about, okay, like, is this woman really going to do this, or is she really going to be that? Because women, I feel like women put on a facade more to get to that point for them to get married versus men. Like with men, you're going to see who they are right then and there. That's who they are. This is what's going to happen. But with women, they have a tendency to be able to be like, okay, they could be cooking and cleaning for you every day because they're trying to get married. And then all of a sudden you get married and all of that doesn't happen anymore. So men go into it more with a genuine heart. Like, I want to marry you because this is what I want to do for my life. This is what I feel like makes sense. This is, I want to, like Adrian said, like, I want to do right. Like I want something to make sense in my life. Where
Talk
women
that talk,
are
Mary.
just
Talk that talk, girl. Talk that talk.
Well, I feel like I said, like with women, we're expected to have to get married. So we kind of get thrown into it, where I feel like with men, it's more of a choice. Where women, it's just like, oh, you got your mom and whoever being like, oh, why you not married yet? Why you don't have kids yet? Why you not doing this yet? Why you not doing that yet? You know what I'm saying? So we're more forced into it versus men, where they can be more genuine about it in regards to, okay, like I'm ready to marry somebody. I'm ready to be with somebody. So I feel like they need to be more aware in regards to the women that they are marrying, because it's like, okay, is this person going to do this for you when you down bad? Like, what if you ain't got no money? Is she still going to do this stuff for you? Like, is she going to still be cooking and cleaning for you when y'all married? Like, is she still going to, make sure that you got what you need at the same time? Or like society now, women feel like men should be doing everything, outside the house. Like, is she going to keep her job? Is she going to still work? Like, I feel like men need to start thinking about that as a whole in regards to, like Adrian said, like, think about who you're with. Circumstances change with who you're with. You know what I'm saying? And that's just from my own experience. Like me and my husband, we both came from, when we met each other, we both came from being engaged. I was engaged for 5 years. He was engaged for 3. Like the girl he was with before that.
Damn.
But out of my choice, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew I wasn't shit. So I wasn't going, I wasn't going to tie the knot on that because I knew I wasn't shit. So I'm like, let me stay engaged because it ain't too much.
That's
but
crazy.
With my husband's ex-fiance, like she wasn't cooking or nothing. So when he got with me and I was cooking and cleaning and doing everything, folding clothes, making sure I got up every morning, packed his lunch at 5:00 in the morning for him to go to work, that shit was new. Now, when we got married, he really was like, oh shit, and I get a note with my lunchbox. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was all new, but it kept going. So we got married and nothing.
All right. God damn, that's a long-winded answer. All right, so
but
saying, yeah.
Why you ain't get that to Adrian?
Cause it wasn't that long. I ain't gonna hold you.
And I ain't talked for like 40 minutes.
I did not talk for like 40 minutes.
42, but look, it's fine.
Y'all so extra.
Let me please get somebody else in. Good. Alex, eyes done closed, all types of shit. Let me get. Hey, we love you. Hey, Sean, what you think?
What was the point? The question again?
Mary made you.
Don't do me. It was not that long. Y'all so extra.
Hey, Mary, look, Sean, a long-winded motherfucker too now. So
I can't be. But should men look at marriage differently now? I feel like the consequences that which I've been talking about for divorce have always been the same. These aren't new. These aren't new consequences to getting a divorce. I mean, like Adrian said, it's a risk when you get married. I'm divorced. It's a risk when you get married. You pushing your chips to the middle of the table, and hoping you don't lose everything. You know, that's just an already that's an assumption that you go in with. I mean, if you're being honest with yourself, you are assuming that if you do something as a man that she don't like or appreciate, she could file them papers and then you short. I don't look at going into marriage differently. For me, I wouldn't look at it any different because I've always considered those things. So I don't know if that's blanket across the board, like a generalization that men should look at it differently. I think that you should just be aware. You can't be as naive to think that it's going to be the love of your life and you're going to be able to make a mistake that you can recover from. I mean, that's the real assumption is, if I make a mistake, is she going to send them papers my way?
Jesus Christ, that doesn't sound like a good contract, though. If I make a mistake, is she gonna send them papers my way? Would you tell somebody in a vacuum to sign up for that?
Yeah,
but people aren't flawless.
That's correct. But this is the foundation of family. I mean, I'm not going to tell someone not to move forward and trying to make a family with somebody.
What if he doesn't want kids?
If he don't want kids, he shouldn't want to be married. There'd be no point of it. There'd be no point in getting married and you don't want kids. Okay. No, because there's somebody out there that's going to entertain you for you without having to put a ring on her finger.
So you think it's a foundation of family, which is why marriage is so important
to men? Yeah. Absolutely. So I don't think that's changed. Like I said, being naive and not understanding the consequences of a failed marriage or a divorce, that's reckless. So if that's something that's new, then maybe, it should be considered and men should look at it differently. I don't know what the guy was talking about on the clip about leverage. I don't know what a man's leverage will be coming into a marriage. If that's something new I'm not aware of, I'd like to be informed about it. But as far as like reconsidering what to think about marriage, no, it's always the same.
He was saying in terms of leverage, men are getting married at a point where they don't have shit. So they don't have leverage, right? So if you have all your own and you 40 when men are hitting their financial peak, when you go into that relationship, that woman is looking at that relationship differently because you have leverage in terms of the money, already a foundation, right? And a plan that she's walking into that she's going to be a part of, as opposed to building it together where she kind of have like a 50-50.
So is it better for a man to not have nothing to get married than to be established and get married?
Saying be established because all right, because like Adrian said, he's still building. But if you built it, you say, okay, I need a prenup here, this is here, so on and so forth. Like you fit her in as opposed to you trying to figure it out. Yeah. That in terms of just telling you what his leverage was.
Okay.
Alex.
So yes, I definitely think men should look at marriage differently. I think a lot of times when people, not even just men, but I think in general, when people think about marriage, they just think of the right now. At some point, people aren't always going to look the way that they do. Life happens to all of us, whether we are prepared for it to happen or not. I do share the sentiment with Bub. I think it takes about good 10 years to really learn a person, to see them in different seasons, to see them in different aspects. And I love what Adrian said about, seeing the way that his fiance reacts in certain situations. What do they do when life happens or when someone does them wrong? How do they react in this scenario? Because there are going to be moments where everything isn't happy, right? But what do they do? Are they going to, you know what, I'm ready to sign these papers. Like, I don't like how you did this. I don't like how you did that. Are you in it for the long haul? I don't think people have the tools. And I think because of just going back to family and in the Black community of the foundation, I don't think a lot of us, at least our generation, come from married homes, right? Come from a lot of single mother homes. The father wasn't there. So where do you get that foundation to have seen what a successful marriage looks like, right? And a healthy one at that. Where is the benefit? Where do you see that? So I think when it comes down to it, I think for men, because you are the one who are ultimately choosing your partner, I think you do need to vet a little bit. I think you need to be very selective. I think you need to look just past this moment. Have those conversations about, do you expect me to work all the time? Do you have plans to be a stay at home? Whatever the case is, and especially being the time that we're in where women are also making money, how does that affect things? Is your wife okay? Like, is she okay with taking on the burden should something happen? And then I actually do agree with Sean. I mean, I'm not a man, but I guess kind of feel like, what kind of benefit is it to? I feel like men want to get married for the foundation of family, right? So if you don't want to have children, then I'm not a man. What would their benefit be in getting the legal documentation signed and taken care of? If we're happy and if I'm sharing everything that I have with you, why do I need to sign a piece of paper?
Yeah. Yeah, that's B, what you think?
Well, if I can talk without interruptions, which is probably not going to happen, but nonetheless, I would say yes, because I've experienced, at least in my family, where divorces didn't turn out in it didn't turn out in the favor of the man, and the man was left very destitute. So I would say that marriage can be more riskier for the man as opposed to the woman if it leads to divorce. So yes, I would say men should view marriage differently.
So what though? Are you saying like don't get married, or?
I mean, I would say get married, but I've always been I've always been a risk. I've always been the type of person who's always viewed the risk, or the bad outcome that could happen with it. So I would say, yeah, get married, be a risk taker, but also do know the bad that could happen if things go south.
Are you risk averse then?
What the hell is risk adverse?
So like you are against taking risk?
No, I take risks. I take risks.
But you're saying you just assess the risk.
Exactly. But I take risks.
So with all Coach Adams said, you would still go and get married.
Yeah, knowing me, yeah, I would.
Well, break it down though. Like knowing you, what? So you're saying the risk and the reward go hand in hand?
Yes, it can. Yes, the risk and reward. Yes, that can go hand in hand. Yeah.
Well, economics would state that it does. So you're saying you're taking the risk because you think the reward is high?
Yeah.
And do you want to have kids?
Do I want to have kids one day? I would like to have 2 kids one day. The Stampede Watson.
So, in that, is that the only reason why you want to get married? Would you get married even if you didn't have kids?
In that case, I probably wouldn't. My ultimate goal in life is to have kids. And yeah, I would like to get married and have a family. Yeah.
Would you, same question I asked Adrian, well, differently though, but what about a prenup?
Would I sign a prenup? I probably would sign a prenup, yes.
Okay. Why?
Because of certain things that I have.
Okay. So your assets and such.
Affirmative.
Okay. Because of the possibility of divorce.
Affirmative.
Okay. That's decent. Sean, you sign a prenup? You're on mute. God damn, man. This IT people, man.
Yeah, I will sign a prenup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Just because of the risk?
Wait, hold on. So Sean, are you pushing for a prenup? So like if you find somebody and you want to get married again, like you're gonna be like, hey, I'll marry you, but you gotta sign a prenup.
No, I wouldn't push for a prenup. If she offered one, I would sign a prenup.
But you wouldn't. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I wouldn't push a prenup for me. No, I mean we're gonna shake the dice. We're gonna try to make it work. We're gonna try to make it work. If not, money spent, money earned. You're gonna have to live through shit anyway. I mean, if we get in the habit of I've been divorced. I understand, but if you live your life in the habit of not trying to go through shit, you always gonna be looking in the rearview mirror, man. I can't do that. I can't
Sean,
do that.
would you get married again?
Of course.
Why?
Because I want more kids. Because I plan on making a wife out of somebody. I mean, yeah, that would be my aspiration to be in a relationship, is to make that person feel special enough to be my wife.
Okay.
I think that's bullshit, kind of.
Why is it bullshit?
I don't know. It just
bullshit for me.
It just felt like it to me, right?
You think it's bullshit because you know me, or what?
No, like I just feel like I want to make somebody special enough to feel like she want to be my wife. Like that shit sounds like some bullshit.
Ask me.
Not for you, but just if I was walking by and a nigga said I want to make her feel special enough to feel, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Don't do the voice behind it though. Don't do the voice behind it. But if you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all are dating and you move to a level of commitment where you're cohabitating, you're in a space where y'all are around each other every day, and she wants to get married.
Yeah.
If you want her in that capacity and you don't want to lose her, I'm not saying it's a detriment to you to get married, but you would expect that you would make the best out of her, best version of her as a wife, right?
You see what you did, Sean?
That's out.
That's out. So the best version. So Bub, you the best version of the woman you want to be with. If it's a wife, you don't want her at her best.
This what I'm gonna do, Sean. I'm gonna put myself in your shoes, right?
Okay.
You was married one time, right? Right?
No, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
well, that changes things.
The military niggas.
Yeah.
He was married at 19 and 27.
Oh yeah.
I will say this: if this one don't work, it's a wrap, yo.
See, that's the problem.
It might be you then.
That's the problem. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why I wouldn't get married twice.
Okay.
I got married once, right? I'm giving my all to this woman, to this one woman. I'm giving her everything now. So nobody else after her deserves anything I gave this one woman, because I'm giving her my everything. I'm not gonna have nothing else left for this next woman. Okay. Because I'm dedicating everything to this one woman. I'm making that shit work. I don't care what we going through, I'm making it work. Nobody else after that is gonna get that same energy.
Yeah.
Nobody.
That sounds good. That sounds good until it's not. And then
fact.
And then you 58, 59, like, damn,
that's a fact.
I had to give somebody this energy again.
I'm not giving nobody nothing. Okay, I could have a girlfriend. I could potentially, meet somebody else, but I'm not signing no papers.
When you old?
When I'm old, that's it.
When you old?
Yeah, you 60.
So here's the
out.
Yo, if I ever get cut from my team, I'm gonna be a free agent, nigga. I'm not.
Exactly.
It sound good. Yeah,
I've given everything to my first wife. Nobody else is getting that after that.
Hey, Adrian.
No, because peak game, because in all reality, there's not that much benefits to being married. Okay, let me break this shit down for you.
I understand. Exactly. Trust me, I get it. I get it.
Everything goes up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to do that 2, 3, 4, 5 times? That's
let me land real quick. Adrian, when you were married and it was good, did you feel the way that Bub feels?
What, that I would never do it again?
Like you were in it to win it?
Oh,
at the best part of it. I'm not talking about about it.
I wasn't the best of husbands. I ain't even about to be like all that dedication. Nah.
So
at no point of that marriage did you feel like. So at a certain point of that marriage, you felt like this shit might go left. You didn't feel like I'm in it to win it.
She tried to get me to leave for like a year and a half before I finally left. Like I was like, yo, I'm not leaving. Like, what do you mean? You could leave. I'm not leaving my family. And then finally was like, yo, all right, I'm out, yo.
Okay. I guess my question is, at the best point of that marriage, like y'all happiest, y'all just came back from Disney World. Did you feel any of the sentiments that Bub just described?
What's the sentiment though, Q, that you're trying to
That
just
so what I heard Bub say was he's not giving that to no other woman, right?
Yeah.
He's not gonna marry another time.
Yeah.
So it's like we in this shit we gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, right, Bub?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you ever at any point of your marriage feel that A+?
No, but I feel it with her.
What you talking about now?
With my fiance, yeah,
talking about the marriage,
I feel it now.
The
Oh, but
marriage.
nah, with the marriage, nah, I never felt like nobody else would ever get it.
Yeah.
So, am I
So,
understanding?
so Sean, did you ever at any point of one of those two marriages feel like we gonna ride this shit till the wheels fall off? I ain't going nowhere. This is a forever thing.
Yes.
I felt the same way. So I could kind of see where Sean is going with that. It's not until you're in a fucked up situation, because you could be giving your all. Your hope is that she's giving her all. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but then you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, this sounds like, Bub, you kind of was already in a good space before you made that commitment. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people are doing that at 21. A lot of people are doing that at 19 with a baby. A lot of people are doing that at 27, not really knowing their true self. So they feel the same thing that you feel until they get to learn themselves after a bad situation. And then guess what? They find themselves doing it a second time. But this time it's the right way.
Yeah, my only concern would be, I mean, to your point, and to what Hamp said too, is that you pouring everything you have, you giving it 110%. God forbid something happens, but once you empty the tank, if you live the rest of your life with the tank empty, then you're shortchanging yourself.
Nah, my tank ain't never gonna be empty. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I could potentially meet another female, but she's never gonna get everything I gave my first wife.
Yeah.
It's out.
That's a forever girlfriend.
You gotta move differently.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm definitely not getting married
You only
again.
get it 100% the first time, like for real. Like you only get it 100% the first time. You only give.
I guess I'm playing devil's advocate. Those were the same words
know.
that everybody who ever got married twice said. That like,
so Sean,
I think Q is right.
do you ever have the fear?
I'm never getting married again. Trust me, I'm too guarded. Trust me, I'm a different type of specimen. Trust me when I tell you. My word is my bond.
What you say, Alex?
So because you've been married twice, do you ever have a fear that a potential woman that you're interested, do you ever have the fear that people don't take marriage seriously because you've had two unsuccessful marriages? Like, how do you navigate the potential third one differently? Because for me, I would be like, once, okay, but twice, I'm like, well, what's going to be different this time?
Red flag.
Well, I think I may be a red flag, but no, I think it's transparency. I think having an honest and open discussion about what happened in your previous marriages, even your shortcomings, what you did right, what you did wrong, what you could have done differently. I think explaining that and being transparent about it gives you almost a fresh slate. And to couple with that, I'm amazing. So if you feel like we're in a space where we going to the point we're going to get married, you're not going to be second guessing my effort because we've already matured in that space. So
I could tell you right now, just listening to you, Sean, this is with all due respect, I could see you getting a third divorce. And the reason I say that is because you just said prior that pretty much your foundation is based on pleasing her. I think that's like no, you don't want a woman to. Hamp quoted it best.
Which
you wouldn't want a woman to.
Sorry.
What happened?
Go ahead, say it. I forgot what I quoted.
Yeah, it was something like to the effect of you would want to make her feel comfortable enough to
marry me. Yeah, I want to make
you.
her feel really good so she can want to marry me. Yeah, he said it like that.
No, I
But it
didn't
ain't
say it like
about. But
I
it ain't
didn't say it
about
like
her.
that. But I said that you get to in a relationship, and if the woman I'm in a relationship with wants to be a wife, why wouldn't I want to make her a wife? It's not about just pleasing her.
Because you got to consider yourself.
Yeah, and I'm okay with being a husband, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to put myself above her.
Okay, you're okay with being a husband, but do you want to be a husband?
Yeah, I do. That's what Bub asked me if I would want to get married again. I said, yeah.
Well, why
But do
wouldn't you
you
put
want to
yourself
get
above
married
her?
again because the woman that you're with says, you know what, I think we should get married, and then you're like, okay, let's get married because
No. I'm not a fool, y'all.
You're not
I'm
You
not a
got married
fool.
twice and it didn't work. There's something went wrong. And that goes
Yeah,
back to the
that's
men
a
begin to look at marriage differently. In your perspective, you absolutely should look at marriage differently because it looks like you're not making a lot of the choices.
Wow.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and push back on that. I'm gonna go ahead and push back on that. You know, it's a longer podcast to really break down why I was married and what happened in my divorce. You know, that's a longer podcast. It's a longer topic to bring up. But no, yeah, I'm not foolish. I wasn't being foolish. The first marriage, I was foolish. Absolutely. I was 20. I was absolutely unprepared. I was unprepared for marriage. But that I was 20. So if I'm going to dictate the energy and the tank that I left empty from my first marriage at 20 years old and say, no, I'll never do that again. No, that's not accurate. That's not accurate at all. I'd be foolish to believe that I can't fill up the reserve tank and do it again.
But I think like every guy on this panel who's married or reaching for marriage, it's not the only guy who doesn't want a wife is A plus. He wants a partner. But everybody else, it sounds like they're
Hold on.
y'all building together, right? You can't do it without her. That's partnership.
Slip that shit in there.
We don't want
Hold
wife.
on. Hold on. Partner Hal.
I heard that right?
Partner Hal. I mean, you deal with a lot of people, but there's still a level of authority. You know what I'm saying? There's still levels to it. You partner. If you look at a job, we all partners somewhat. You got a boss. Neither one of y'all the owners. You partner with a lot of different people. You know what I'm saying? So when you say a partner,
There's nothing wrong with it. I think you got offended by it. Like, just stand on it.
I'm saying hold on, because I'm trying to clarify what you mean by partner. Like a partner, like
partner.
50,
What the fuck?
50,
hold on,
like,
let him land. Let him land.
No. Yeah. I just need clarification for the partner. The partner term gets thrown out of there, where people like, you don't want you want a partner. I want a wife and not a partner. So can you just break that down for me? I'm asking for clarification.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the difference? Because you said someone a white. So what is the difference?
So like in Hamp's situation, it sounds like he's not a partner to his wife, that she's a wife. She assumes wife responsibilities. From what Mary described, she's a wife in her situation. She assumes wife responsibilities, right? So we talk about that like independent woman, she going out and getting her own bag and doing her own thing or whatever the case may be. What you described from your fiance is you guys would be building together and you can't do it without her, and it's going to build generational wealth. So that's a partnership.
But I think what
Wait,
Mary
I'm not
is
just
doing
a wife,
is a partnership. Huh?
Yeah, I don't understand what you.
I don't understand, because either way you're building roles are just different, right? Yeah. So you can be in a relationship where both of y'all work and stacking the bread. That's a partnership because you're working towards an end goal. A wife does that, whether that's her staying at home and taking care of the kids while I go get.
Okay, so we'll take it further. Is your fiance's goal to stay at home and take care of the kids so that you guys can build the generational wealth that you're talking about you need her for?
Absolutely. That's how we're starting off.
But it's not how it's going to go. I feel like you're giving safe answers.
No. So it depends. So initially starting off, it can always morph and look different, but she's responsible for the home.
What's she responsible for?
What she's responsible for, the home.
Whose plan is it, Adrian?
We're good. It's my plan.
So that's how you clarify for Q. So
there we go.
That's the plan. It's his plan. She's amenable to it. She's going to be a part of it and play her role and responsibility in said plan. But if that plan fails, she don't have to take the repercussion that comes with it failing. That's on him. That's why it's not a partnership. And you don't want to be our partner because you don't want to have to deal with all that shit. And we don't want you to. We don't want you to have to work 80 hours a week. See, people
So
will
pretty
think
much,
about it, but
I
it's not the
asked
case.
Adrian a question and you answered it for him, so it didn't look like he wanted a partner.
No, I'm
No, he
giving you
clarified.
the actual
Go ahead.
clarification.
For him,
Yeah.
for his situation.
Yeah.
That he can speak on because it's his situation.
Well, I spoke on it, but
Yeah.
you weren't understanding.
It's okay if people can't find the words sometimes. I know what he's trying to say.
Okay. That's
You
a
ever
partnership.
have a meeting and people say, what they're trying to say is XYZ, and half the crowd got it how you said it, and half the crowd got it how the other person said it.
It's the yeah. Okay.
Maybe you don't present in front of people.
No, I'm just saying it's like you could just kind of go along to get along too.
I don't know. I have 200 direct reports. So
Hold on.
sometimes you gotta say it a
So are
different
you
way.
saying? So are you saying you don't see how what I was saying is the same thing?
Well, I'm
kind of
saying,
what Hemp was
what I'm
It's
saying
the
is
same thing.
this: you're standing behind what Hamp said for you, so I'll take that as your answer.
No,
But
because
from
hold
what I
on,
understood
hold
from you
on,
is that you
because
were looking for
but
partnership, which isn't even a bad thing. That's to me, that's a
I
good thing.
didn't. But initially, I didn't understand what you were asking me, and I was trying to get clarification.
Right,
You
but
see
if
what
it
I'm
was
saying? So
that
it wasn't
answer
like
that
you asked
Hamp
me something that
gave,
had
it would have just been
clarification.
that answer that
So
like it's my idea, so therefore it's not a partnership.
even with what Hemp was saying, let me ask anybody else in who else was here listening. Based on what I was saying and what Hemp was saying, can you see like that's what I was trying to get to? Like
Here you
yes
go.
or no,
Here
or
you go.
do
Now
or
y'all
do
validate
y'all
me.
think
Good
no?
guy.
Because Q, you are the anomaly, my G. Like you're way over here in your own
You're gonna
little
get your
world, in your
validation.
own
Let them land.
here,
Go,
and
y'all
it
say
doesn't
yes.
apply to
Good night.
everybody. And so then you like, oh, what it is, and it really makes no sense. You're like the 1%er, like way over here. So where everything else will make sense to 99% of America, you're the one person way over here.
It
Adrian,
definitely
it even
doesn't
makes
make
sense
it
to you,
definitely
which is why
doesn't
you
make
couldn't
any
give a straight answer and Hamp had to answer it for you.
Look, it definitely don't make no sense to say I'm gonna get divorced the third time.
I have, but I have.
Oh, no, that makes sense too.
Like,
Sean.
were you?
Come on, don't try to piggyback on Adrian saying
Go ahead,
something.
Mary.
That makes
No,
sense.
I'm
Too.
jumping. I'm with A. I don't understand it. Nah, it don't make
So
sense.
I got a question though. Like, were you referencing partner in regards to this is 50% and that is 50%? We doing the same thing. Like what? Like how were you referencing?
Yeah, because that's what it
him
sounded like he
having
was
a
saying. It's
partner?
going to be the same efforts, 50% towards
Yeah, that's what
something, and
she's
we're
saying.
working alongside each other. Because he said, "I need her to do this, and we're going to build together." That to me was a partnership. He didn't expound on, "I have this idea and I have this great woman who's going to back me." So that's
That's
probably
still a
where I got
partnership.
lost.
Every
But
marriage is
why
partnership,
wouldn't that
regardless of how you
still?
dice it up.
One at a time, though.
My question is, why wouldn't that still be a wife? Why wouldn't she still be a
I'm not
wife?
saying it's not. If you heard what I
Like,
said it sounds like every guy on here, with the exception of Adrian, has a wife. It sounds like he has a partner. That was his moment to basically say what Hamp said to clarify that.
But that's
So
what
I'm
I'm
going
saying.
off of what he said.
That's
And
where
a
it gets.
partner to me isn't a bad thing either.
But
So
that's what
he got defensive.
But that's what I'm saying. When you say partnership, to me personally, it's confusing because when anybody says this is my partner, they're referencing people that are of the same sex. Meaning a lot of times that people have these same equal parts. Like this is what it is here, this is what it is there. Like so when you say that's his partner, that means that she's going to be just as much as of a man as he is. Versus I'm going to let you live this soft life while I'm the husband, although we still are building certain counterparts, certain things in our marriage. It doesn't mean that you're just my partner. You're also my wife because I'm going to protect you. I'm still.
But so like, did you hear him speak in that way? And was it wrong for me to have asked or assumed that?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did anything wrong. I feel like it's more so, and it's not me.
I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying when he spoke on that, did that sound
he
like
spoke on it
that's what
in
that was?
regards to this is going to be my wife, and we have
a
great things
partnership in
coming.
marriage.
Right? There's still
partnership in marriage.
This is my wife, but we're building together.
Like
there's nothing.
Hold on. Because and so Q, I'm gonna try to, because when you said partner or wife, it's like you had to choose? Because you said it sounds like y'all want a wife and Adrian wants a partner.
Mhm.
My wife, somebody
Well,
being my
meaning
wife and being
more
my partner is two
partnership,
different things.
more
Huh?
partnership within your marriage. Yeah.
Right, but you didn't say it. You said more partnership versus a wife, like it was separate. So that's why I stopped you.
Okay.
Because it's not separate. Like I like one point that Mary said, like, wife, I'm responsible for you for everything. Partnership, nah. If you're not doing your part in the partnership, it's a wrap for you. You know what I'm saying? In any type of partnership anywhere
So
else.
when we had the podcast where we said, are men looking for a partner or a wife? That was just a dumb question because it's all the same. Hamp was just playing games with everybody.
No, because some men are looking
It's
for
the
it.
same. He's saying that he has a wife.
But you're not answering my question either, Mary. So when Hamp had the podcast that said, are men looking for a partner or a wife? What was the point of that question if it's the same thing?
Hamp always asks
So
questions
valid.
like that.
It's not always to me, it's not always the same thing. Like when somebody is strictly a partner, this my homeboy. We live together. This my homeboy. You doing your 50, I'm doing my 50 and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, do couples as marriages build together? Absolutely. Absolutely. So do people say, yeah, that's my partner? But at the end of the day, my husband is always going to have more say over what goes on in my household than me. I'm still a wife. But am I going to help him build? You know, when it comes to anything in the house, is he going to help me build when it comes to anything I want to do or anything he wants to do? Absolutely.
So I'll go back and reference that podcast and see what people on that podcast on that day had to say about that and see if the whole panel said it's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not. So it's like a wife can be a partner, but a partner can't be a wife. Does that make sense? So you partner with your wife, but just a regular partner doesn't mean you're a wife too. Does it make sense when I put it like that?
Well, that part I understand. However, there would be a difference if Hamp used an entire podcast to pose a question with a difference where people spoke and expounded on two separate things.
Yeah. So the clarification is this, right? Your wife is a helpmeet. You have a plan. She has a role in said plan. In some of those instances in that plan, she may actually run a portion of that plan. I.e., in this plan, she's going to run the household, right? And in the next set of the plans, she might have to run to be the treasurer or the accounting, right? So Adrian will go and say, "Hey, how much money is left?" Right? He has to go to her for that information, but she's delegated tasks and responsibility, right, throughout this process, right? And you support her in every which way you can.
Correct. So let's just be clear. I was waiting for him to clarify that because I spoke and said, well, it sounds like out of everybody, he has more of a partnership. You guys have wives. That he took offense to that. So obviously there was some triggered language in there. But at the same time, if you explain that without getting hot, there's nothing to not be understood by that. Like you want to have a wife, not a partner.
I said, can we clarify this? I stopped you. I didn't come for you. I didn't cue you tripping. I didn't start saying you was tripping until we got into me trying to explain it. But my initial reaction was because I know people talk about the difference between partner and wife. So that's why initially I slowed down. I stopped
but you didn't even have to roll that. You could have just spoke on it because it wasn't to be offensive to you. Having a partner, I don't see anything wrong with that.
What makes you think I was offended?
Because you said whoa, like that's not.
But that doesn't mean
shocking. You have a fucking partner. You have a partner.
Well, because you have a partnership.
You have a partnership.
You're
working together with her. Y'all working together.
You made a statement about me, and I didn't know what you meant by the statement, so I stopped you.
Yeah. Also, there was a. We know how it goes, right? So we know there's slight insinuation, like what the intent was. And it maybe was righteous, but he probably read it a different way based on history.
Oh, based on the fact that he got a lineup to come for me today? That's some personal shit.
I was getting this anyway. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even come for you for real.
Hey man, listen, interesting. I have two more, but I think we hit a good threshold. So we're gonna definitely do a part 2 of this. We also got a part 2 of Are Women the Essential Worker too.
Oh
So I haven't forgot about that shit. And we definitely gonna continue to expound on this manosphere. You know what I mean? Because be sick of y'all shit bottom row, except for Adrian.
Yeah, and I gotta say this too, because I ain't get to say this.
Well, you about to do your final thought.
Yeah. All right, bet. I'm going up first. Bet.
Yeah, you are first. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. I hate Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Part 2 will be coming for this for sure. Q. Final thought.
Yo. Final fucking thought. Yo. I have to say this because I know everybody gave B. I ain't gonna say everybody. Mary was giving B a hard time about his sexuality and how he feels about women. I will say this in B's defense. Out of everybody on this podcast, he gives me real nigga energy when it comes to the love that he shows on social media. And he has, even before the show has started, said things like, you know, Q, I think you're really good people. You give me positive vibes. This was way before we ever became friends on social media or anything like that. So as far as him not giving women they flowers, I don't know what to say to that, but I know from what I see, he's not that hardcore going and I don't fuck with no women at all. I think though he may fall into that incel group, and that's like I said, some shit he may need some therapy for. But homosexuality, you know, it is what it is. If that's what it is, B, stand on it, and we still fucking love you regardless. But I wouldn't say just because he hasn't given you your flowers that he doesn't fuck with women.
Sean.
For all the incels out there, you can't put your interest above a woman's interest if you're interested in women. Peace.
Mary.
B ain't gotta give me no flowers.
You was never gonna get them anyway.
Her final thought, man. Come on.
Nah, but yeah, they like the whole incels being warranted. Like I feel like they warranted to their own opinions, but you know, a lot of this stuff is becoming excuses.
Bob.
Everybody, be mindful of the people you have sex with and sign papers with on your way up, because they could potentially hurt you on your way down. And do not be like Sean. 3 times is not the charm. Let's get it.
Alex.
Take your time in getting married. Sean, I hope and pray that this third go around it's successful and doesn't end up like the last 2. No shade to you.
Indeed. Adrian.
Yeah, marriage is serious. So please make sure you know yourself. And I mean really know yourself. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your triggers, you know, therapy never hurt nobody. And then make sure you know the other person, you know, look at how they interact with other people, things like that. And Sean, your third marriage will be fire, bro. It's gonna be fire, it's gonna be everything, and you'll be thankful that the previous marriages didn't work out, because it's gonna be everything you ever wanted and needed, bro.
Appreciate that, A.
Word.
Oh yes, final thought. Yes. Oh, my back is hurting. Okay. My final thought: eat the meat, spit out the bones. If it does not apply, then it does not apply. All right. Another thing: if you women want to be equal, you got to be able to take criticism like everyone else in the club. All right. It is what it is. Don't begrudge a person for their experiences. Okay. And Q, I love you. And Hamp, thank you for being my big brother. I love you always. Yes, yes.
Hey, good looks.
Because this past Friday, I was out with Hamp. And Hamp, what did I do when I was in the car? I called up Kay. I was like, hey, Kay, I'm out with Hamp. We about to go to the club. We about to DJ. And I wasn't rude to her. Okay, I had a nice conversation with her. All right. But a man get on the podcast and he calls a woman a bitch. Oh, you must hate women. If you're not a bitch, why are y'all so worried about it?
That's why white people talking about they got black friends.
I helped the woman move today. All right. Didn't take not a dime from the woman. But I hate women. Well, women bash men all the time, and we don't call y'all gay. Man, get the fuck on.
Oh, man.
My back Shit.
My
That damn
turn.
hurt from all this damn moving and all this shit.
Hey, yo, let's not interrupt him, yo. We done
I'm
interrupted
sorry.
him for the last 4 final thoughts, Hemp. You got it, bro.
I'm sorry, my back hurt. God damn.
Nigga, fuck your back. It's my final thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, man, I think the incels, I understand it feels extreme, but people be going through a lot of shit and they often don't have no voice, especially people in that category. When have they ever had a platform? When they ever had a leg to stand on? So I think that they definitely need some fine tuning and maybe some therapy. You know what I mean? But what they're saying, we can't just dismiss it. That happens to small people too often. You know what I mean? And it's something about rejection. When Sean said, or I think it was Bub said, you get rejected 10 times, how do you feel? Even when we get rejected 10 times and we was sharks, that shit still put a dent in you a little bit. So imagine if you're not a shark and it took you all night to muster up that courage and she shoot a fucking hole in your head. That could be PTSD trauma for longer than you expect. But us on the panel, we don't even realize it. Our women that on the panel are beautiful. You don't even know what that is. You don't even know what that feels like. And I know empathy is lost in this world, but maybe we should start considering that shit. I love my wife to death. I'm not getting married again. Fuck that shit. This the only woman and the right woman. If not, I'm gonna be a fucking free agent, and it is what it is. Goddamn. And they talking about 60 years. I don't give a fuck. I'm living till 69. The fuck I care. Fuck, it's 9 more years. I've been working my ass off, nigga. When I wake up in the morning, I can't even walk. The fuck fucking I'll be 69 and a half, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But I do it all for them, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend, and we out.